going to make a filling for my empanadas. This is a different filling. I've made empanadas before, but this is a completely different filling. So, to get started, of course, we always wash our hands, right? Okay. Especially after you know, you're sitting up there touching everything. So, okay. So, let me drop my hands really quick here. All right. So, what I have is I have like, I have about a pound, I would say a pound and a half. This is a sirloin tip, beef round sirloin tip roast. And if you, and I got it on sale, so look out for the sales at your local grocery store, which is nice. And what I'm doing is, what I did was I cooked it. You can slow cook it, but if you're cooking it slowly, I would put it in a slow cooker until it falls apart. And I would add the salt, pepper, and onions and bell peppers. Like I put in a half of an onion, I julienned it, and the onion is about this big, which is nice. I like these big onions. So I cut half of it, and then I julienned it and put it in there. And then a bell pepper, which was a regular size bell pepper like this, cut it in half, and julienned it and put it in there and let it cook slowly until it fell apart. And so now I'm going to twice cook it. So basically, and then I left some of the liquids in there. So I have enough liquids to cover. I would say that's about a good couple, 2 to 3 cups. Maybe not even 3 cups. Maybe I would say about 2 good sized cups of the broth, its own broth. So I have it on high. I'm going to add some tomato sauce, and that's about, I'd say about a half a cup of tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add a nice heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. And then I'm going to go ahead and add like about a teaspoon each granulated onion and granulated garlic. So I'm going to add a little bit more onion. It's not going to hurt it. You don't have to. If you are slow cooking, I advise you to add the garlic. I ran out of some fresh garlic, so now I add just a little bit more, about a pinch, a good pinch of my pepper there, and not too much because, and you can use white pepper if you'd like. And then I'm going to put a fat because it doesn't have a lot of fat. If you use a chuck roast, you don't have to add the fat. So this is a good tablespoon of some extra virgin olive oil mixed in with some walnut. And if you're allergic to walnut or any kind of nuts, please don't use it. Use grapeseed or an extra virgin. And you don't have to add the fat if you want to. If you also add butter if you'd like. So, and then I seasoned it so well with salt. I'm not going to add any more salt to that. So, and then I have some capers, and this is about a fourth of a cup. I would say about a fourth, or maybe about a couple tablespoons of capers. And I chopped it up, and I used some of the liquids of the capers. This is enough to cover it. So it's about a good 2 tablespoons of caper, not a quarter of a cup. Sorry. So 2 tablespoons of capers, and so it's almost like the ropa vieja recipe, but I'm not going that direction. I'm going into a whole different direction here. I'm thinking about the sauce that I want for my empanadas, and I want to incorporate and marry the sauce with the flavor of my empanadas. So, so I'm going into a whole new, because my sauce that I'm using for the empanadas is quite spicy. So, and then I have some thyme. Hey, we all need some thyme. So that's a good teaspoon. I'm going to smash it up and put it in there because I want a little bit of that rustic flavor. And then I'm going to add some cumin powder, and I'd say about a good teaspoon, or maybe a half a teaspoon. I add more thyme than cumin because I don't want the cumin to overpower that. Now you can use a chili powder, and I would use a California chili powder because not everybody can handle the spiciness. So yeah, so if you're going to use, ooh, that cumin smells so good. And then I'm going to let it cook, and I'd say I'd let it cook for a good 15 minutes, because 10 to 15 minutes, because you want all those flavors to incorporate. Actually, if you're doing a slow cook, you could use less water and add all these flavors and let it slow cook for hours until it comes together, but I didn't do it that way, so I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. And if you want, you can put some herb de Provence. Herb de Provence has all kinds of nice herbs. It has the tarragon, it has the, it smells so good. I think I'm going to put a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit in there. It's about like a half a teaspoon. So it has some basils, and it has, let's see, it has basil in it, and it has thyme and lavender, and it's not going to hurt to put it in. And if you want to put some bay leaves in it, you can, but I'm not going to put any bay leaves. I think there's enough rustic flavoring in there. I'm going to try this. Oh, and I have some tomato powder. This is spicy tomato powder. This is like an umami. So you started off with some umami flavors with the onions and the beef and the the onions and the peppers in the beef. So that's an umami itself. So the tomatoes are just going to elevate it like 8 times more. So I'm going to put just a little bit, a little pinch of that. And I made this, you can see it on one of my videos. Just dried up some peelings that I did some salsa with. And then I slow dried it. I dehydrated them, and then I powdered, used some, just powdered them. So pulsed them, made it into powder. Really easy stuff to do. And then I don't know if you can find it. If you want to add some red wine to that, you can. I'm not going to. I'm going to try it. You know, the capers just kind of take it over, so I don't think I want to mess with it. I mean, if you want to put some smoked paprika, now, that's what I would put in there. I'd put some smoked paprika to give it that little smoky flavor. So I'm going to put a good teaspoon of smoked paprika. A lot of people don't like paprika. I do. I love it. Gives it that nice Mediterranean kick to it. Yum. So this is my version of ropa vieja, so which is translated to old clothes. That's old clothes. So, and I'm going to let it cook for a while, and then try that again. If you want to put, that's delicious. If you want to put some sliced green olives in it, you can. This is so delicious.